Nico, thank you for saying yes to join me on today's episode. It's such a pleasure to see you and to meet you. How are you today?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for having me here in this space and in your incredible creation. And I'm so happy to share with you a little bit of time and thoughts. And yeah, I'm so excited for that.
It is my pleasure. I have been looking forward to this conversation since before you and I talked the first time. When I saw what you were doing, I said, you know what? I'm going to reach out and just really hope and pray that he will answer and say yes to being a guest because you've got an incredible story. Before we get into that, I want to read something that you said recently.
Okay.
You said more than a decade ago, I was just a dreamer with a catalog of emergency shelters under my arm, trying to find a place in the United Nations global humanitarian system. I didn't know anyone. I didn't speak English, and I didn't know how I was going to financially support that dream. You went on to say, from being an individual, today we are an organization with consultative status with the UN, actively participating in meetings that seek to build a better future for humanity. What I once dreamed of in silence became a shared purpose. I managed to infect, inspire, and see how others made that dream a mission to improve our humanity and provide tools that restore our dignity in the most difficult moments.
I said that.
You said that. Have you been in the United States?
Yes, actually, back and forth, probably 8, 9 years. Yeah, with zero English. So sorry if I make mistakes. I'm doing the best that I can. So, but it was so hard at the beginning. Oh my God.
So, what made you decide to come to the United States? And then I want to understand about those emergency shelters.
Yes, probably as a Latin person, I came with in the different way that the people used to come here. And many people probably come for the American dream, right? To have a better car or to have a great car, house, things. And actually, I came here to release everything that I have in my country because I have a great company in Argentina where I was living. And yeah, I have my sport car, my truck and everything, house and then stuff. And I said, okay, I had to leave everything to follow what I feel, to follow what I think that is the real call that I have in this life, which is not about things. It's not about to have things. It's about to have experiences, right? And I was always looking forward to find that experiences that not only change my own life, but also to change the life of the other. So when I found this dream, the dream of CMAX, of to build shelters, that came when I was a student at the university in 2001, so more than 25 years ago. So I found a solution through my profession to give dignity, to bring dignity in the worst scenarios, in the worst cases of this humanity after a natural disaster or complex emergency. And that was a possibility to make something with my profession, with my knowledge, to give a better possibility to others. So that is so powerful because you feel that, okay, my life right now will expand not only for everything that I have or for everything that I own. So my life right now is bigger because I'm doing something for the other. But my way to see this was we should do this together.
Who is we?
And you is part of that we, because this podcast, this conversation probably will enlighten another minds, another people, and we are, right? When we are talking about others, I'm talking about us. Others, what is other? It's us. You are part of my life, and I'm part of my awakening all the time. Everything that is surrounded by my life is an excuse to, to wake up, to restart my way, to connect better with my heart, with my mission, with what I want. But it's an excuse. So I'm taking excuse everywhere and in every single instant to coordinate and to have a heart coherence. Which is, if you are talking with me, you say, but you are an industrial designer? No, who you are? But yes, I have skill in terms of engineering and stuff. But there are inner engineering that we could do the thing in the best that we want for the best of the rest of the world, including us. It's very difficult to make something great for us when you are not including the rest of the people. It's very, lonely life, lonely life.
When you say we, you're really talking about me. Like you said, you're talking to the person who's listening to this right now. You really mean that, don't you?
And I mean not just only with words. I mean with my life, with my action. So, which is easy to see. Nowadays, it's very easy to find actions about people. So social media is a great way to share what you are doing, what you think. Not only a message, a writing message. And I have a friend that many years ago, he said, Nico, because you are not giving away a message, you are the message. Your life is your message. And many times you could make an incredible and powerful message with no words, which is a hug, which is an action, to see someone in the floor and taking their hand. Hey, wake up. Love, care, hands. Hey, how can I help you?
That's become very powerful for me lately, is that how can I help you? Not just what you can do for me, but how can I help you?
Being a better person. Because this is what we need right now more than ever in this world, in the world that we are living. If you want to help me, please be the best version that you can. Because in that way, you're going to inspire other people, and we are going to have an incredible world. And probably, as an industrial designer, I will come back to design furniture, stuff, and we don't need to have shelters because we are going to live in another way, So this is why you want to help me. Okay. Be a great person for you, for your family, for your friends, for this humanity, which is many times we are, like we need a little bit of a shock, right?
Nico, you said you lived in Argentina. You
Mm-hmm.
had a great business. And I think if I'm correct, it's still running. You had a great car. You had a great life. You had great friends. You walked away from all of that because you felt, I'm going to say, these are my words, not yours. You felt a calling to do something different, came to the US without bringing all of that with you. And you told me you drove as an Uber driver to help support yourself while you were here. What was that like to go from what I will say abundance, having, it sounds like everything anybody could ever want, to coming to a place and having very little and starting over? Why, Nico? Why did you do that?
First of all, because we should redefine the word abundance, right? Because right now I feel that I'm a bigger person in terms of experiences, right? Because yes, I did things that I was thinking that one day I will do that, right? So I was living in hostels. I was doing many things to survive here, right? Because there are no money enough when you are going to another country alone, not only to find a job, because I was 2 years without working here, using my all money in that I did in Argentina. And I come from a poor family, so everything that I did was in a couple of years because I came at my 36 years old. So in that period of time when I was studying and stuff, and everything that I did was the money that I used it to come here and start a new adventure, which is when you start from the beginning in terms of the legal stuff. So it was $20,000 from the beginning, just to start to talk, because I don't want to be illegal. I want to be, but I came with a tourist visa. So, okay, from the beginning, $20,000 for the legals, another, I don't know, $2,500 for the rent per month and that stuff. And we are living like 2 years just using your money from the country that we come. So, which is Latin America, very devalued money if you compare with the dollar. So everything that you have there is 10 times less than the money that you could have here. So you can imagine if you live 2 years with the money that you make in Argentina, if with the same money that you make here, not 2 years, you will live in our country for 10, 12 years. So it means that all the money that you have to live 10 years, you go to another country and you use it just for 1 year and see what happens, and you sell everything that you have. Many times I'm thinking, so I was in libraries, which is there was like a circle conversation, and I was sitting there from the beginning, so zero understanding what they were saying. So I was sitting there and was just say nothing. I said, one day I will pick some word. So one day I would pick 2 words, another day 3 words, and I was every single day and walking. I have 2 cars in Argentina, so a truck and a sporty car, and I came here, no cars. No, I was 2 years just walking again, because everything that I have is just for my dream.
So tell me about that dream, because to walk away from that very comfortable life, and it sounded like things were pretty easy for you. Not that it was easy to get where you were, but you had finally achieved it. And
you know
now
what?
you walk away from that, where
I
most people would be happy to settle.
Yeah, exactly, because it's enough, right? I have everything that I want, because
Yeah.
I was living in Spain, and I say, okay, I will be the best designer in the world. I was working in a car company, and then I did my own company with my brother in Spain, and then I came back to Argentina and I did another company, and I was in my hometown with a great company, with houses, with money, with this and that, and 30 years old, so it's young,
Yes.
and full pay my house, and I bought my house with cash, so everything's settled, no loans, no, so good life. But I have the bigger gift that someone could give you. So the knowledge of what the life it is. So what is the meaning of life? Someone gave me that. So that was the way to understand who we are, what we want. And you know what? That phrase, know yourself, know thyself. So that was the biggest mirror that I have in my life, which is when my brother with 36 years old passed away in my hands. So that is the biggest gift that someone could have. In that time, I was praying a lot. God, please, help me. So please, so rescue my brother. So giving him, all the health, and please. And after 2 years to fight, with cancer. And in some moment, I said, okay, we should negotiate this. Do whatever you feel that is the best thing, but just only let me be close to him to the last breath.
That was your prayer?
Yes, was a negotiation. So, okay, if not this, please give me this. But do you think that just only that we're gonna have just only praying. No, I have that gift because I was side by side with my brother, massaging him, preparing his food, doing everything. And I was sleeping by his side with a, mattress by his side. Do you need water? What do you? So is the love of my life. So when you have that thing in your life and you have what the life it is, right? Because that body that was laughing with you, playing with you when you were a child, and we were growing up, and he was, because my parents, they were separated, they divorced when I was 8 years old, something like that. And my older brother was like my father, my best friend, everything. And when you have that thing in your hand and his body, without that ultimate success that we have, which is that is coming and going, which is breath, which is the best gift that we have in this life, and you have just only a body, you say, okay, I understand. So after that, what you are going to lose in this life? Cars, house, just only one thing.
Nothing.
The breath, just only one thing, breath. That gift. That is the ultimate success. No more goals. I want to change the world. I want to be the president of, I want to, no, just the awakening to know that we are breathing. There are birds here creeping. We have a conversation with you. There are a person that is, in this world wanted to know more about my life. What a bless. There are people probably here listening and, seeing, okay, life probably is something different that we used to buy at the school, at the church, with the TV. So what is life? So we should understand that and redefine that abundance that we have. Because if we are talking about abundance, air is the most abundant thing that we have. We don't have to pay for it. It's free and it's abundant. And in the meantime that we have that possibility to have this abundance, you should do everything for the good of your life and for the other. Period. Doesn't matter if you achieve all the goals that you have, if you have 10 houses, billionaire or whatever, you will lose everything. Easy.
But you still have your breath.
The most important thing.
From the richest person in the world to the poorest person in the world, it's one thing we share. At least one thing. Nico, it sounds to me like caring for your brother so intimately as you described it. Like you provided his food, his shelter, the love, the touch, all of that. It sounds like that is what maybe changed or inspired you to go beyond yourself and go beyond the company that you had built and all of the comforts that you had. And if anybody's just listening to this, and I don't mean to embarrass you, Nico is a very handsome man. So not only did he have a great company, cars, family, friends, but probably surrounded by admirers as well. But still, with all of that, you walked away from that because you had a bigger thing that you had to do. And so what you did is designed, and maybe you did more. We're still just getting to know each other. So what I know that you designed was CMAX. What is CMAX and what is your mission?
It's a tiny home, a shelter that you can fold it. Okay, this is a printed, version, but you can unfold it and you can make a shelter for someone in need after a natural disaster, or natural or an emergency, or the times that we are living right now with the conflict. So we provide a secure space for an entire family, up to 10 people. And yes, this is a small box that you could, ship in and store flat. But then when it's unfolded, you have it's the similar size, like a 20-feet shipping container. Yeah, this is the brochure, this is the product, and when it's unfolded, it's in that way. So, and you could move in the truck. So this is what I'm doing here, which is I was designing in Spain hotels, many things, some luxury thing. But right now, the luxury is to provide a better life for the people. And not only that, to prepare our humanity for everything that we are living right now, for the natural disaster, for the pandemic, for everything. And unfortunately, we are not prepared for that. We are not prepared. We saw it in the middle of the COVID. Europe, people, on the streets, so it was a mess. Or people in parking lots, so we need to have temporary housing spaces for, this kind of situation that we are living, for the conflict, for the natural disaster we are hitting all the time, more than 350 natural disasters per year around the globe. And right now we have 350 million people displaced around the globe. And we're going to expect in 10 years, 1.2 billion people displaced.
1.2 billion people displaced.
Yes. Add more COVID or stuff. So it's the same thing that we were in the COVID time, respirators. Okay, respirator. We should make respirator because, come on, mask. Okay, the mask. We got mask. We always, hitting the wall. Why we are not being prepared? We have all the technology. We are talking about robots, the Optimus, the, I don't know, the artificial intelligence, but we don't have a mask. We don't have a respirator, but we have a robot. Good.
Yeah.
What is the priority here?
So
for me, this is a priority.
So for people who aren't watching, who are just listening, what Nico is showing us is his design for temporary housing that acts as a shelter for many different places. It folds up so that it can be transported quite easily. You showed it in the back of what looked like an F-150 truck, like a pickup truck.
Yes.
And that could house, how many people could be in
10
that
people.
shelter? 10 people. Let's talk about your website, because if people are only listening, they don't see it. They can go to your website and see it.
If you go and put CMAX system, they're going to see everything that we are doing. And our in Instagram, in TikTok, so in all the social media, CMAX system.
CMAX system?
CMAX system, yes. And we are doing another solution. So for another market, which is for industries, for glamping. We have a glamping here in West Virginia with the same kind of units. So for events, so the thing is, we are selling this unit for different kind of markets, and each 10 unit that we are selling, we are going to donate one through our foundation. So which is, we are doing the humanitarian action, even if we have donation or not.
Tell me where the CMAX system is, where it's been used for humanitarian efforts.
We are right now in 12 countries, in Jordan, in Dubai, in Portugal, Mexico, Peru, Argentina, Chile, the US, so among other countries, and Mexico as well. And for example, I was in Ukraine, so we sent hospital for the war, and I was there. I was during 3 months, helping people there, and they were using as a hospital unit, which was much better than everything that they have.
So they were using the CMAX systems for the hospital units.
As a hospital field, yes.
When you set up these units, one of the things that I read is, and had not even considered, is that when people are displaced and they have to go somewhere else, sometimes the refugee camps they're in are very unsanitary. There's no privacy. There's not even a floor. So your system provides privacy for a family, a floor, so they're off of the ground, and sanitary condition for them to live in.
Exactly. And when I did the design, I said, I want to set the priorities, which is, what is dignity? People sleeping on the ground after a floating situation isn't good, you know? Okay, a rigid floor elevated right from the ground. Okay, one of the important things. So no tools, because in the middle of a situation, what is the tool that you need? So no tools. Very intuitive, right? So people without any manual, they will with 3 things, they're gonna have the product assembled, right? Then no cranes. So I don't have cranes in the middle of nowhere to move with. So 4 or 6 people, they could handle it and move it, the unit. So with a small dolly, you can move by yourself, one person. So that was kind of the most important thing, lightweight, resistant, portable. So flat when you had to store it, but very spacious, in when you are using it. And if you compare with the tents that the governments around the globe they are giving for this situation, that tents in 1 week disappear. Yeah, CMAX is a little bit more expensive than a tent, but you're gonna have CMAX for 30 years, and you could relocate around the globe.
You said it can last for 30 years
or more.
So it could be a temporary shelter, but then turn into something permanent.
Isn't the idea to have something permanent like this, because isn't the best situation, for a family for the rest of their life? Probably in some poor areas, yes. But the key for this product is it's mobile. It's a mobile unit. So it's just only to move in a specific situation, give them shelter, and then move to another natural disaster zone. And then you should provide the final situation with a house, right? And we are working for that, to provide a long-term solution. This is a temporary solution, isn't a long-term. There are a better way to provide a long-term solution, but you need time and you need a plan, you need different things, right? But for the situation that we are living right now, for example, right now, the war that we have, the new one in Israel and in Iraq, they are right now evacuating the city and town. Where the people are going? Where? There are no installation for 2 million people immediately. Around the globe, no one has, okay, I have hotels and places for 200,000 people right now. No. So that people will be sleeping on the ground in their cars or nowhere.
This is such an important conversation, because for most of us, what you're talking about are images we see on TV. If you can stop and imagine a moment where you have to flee for your life and take your family with no idea where you're going to go. You just have to go. You have to get out and be safe. And then you do get to a place where you can just stop. But then what? What's there to receive you, to take care of you, to feed you?
Exactly. The basic thing, wash, which is water, shelter, and sanitation. So this is what you need as a simple thing to survive. Water, a shelter, and the food, okay, the next. You could survive without food for a couple of days, but not without water. So where the people will drink water, where the people they're going to sleep. And we are talking about people, but 60% of the people that they are fleeing their home, they are children. So if we are talking about the future of our humanity, the future are the children. So what kind of situation we are giving them right now for that future that we want? There are right now no houses. No. So when you are fleeing your home because there are bombs everywhere. Okay, where is my glasses? So, no, you're taking the first thing that you have, life, and run. You have to save your life. Where is my wallet? Where is the passport? Where is it? It's nothing. So you should start without documents, without money, without clothes, right? So how you gonna start? And then sleeping on the ground. But the crazy thing that when we are talking, they are refugees. The refugees, the people affected. Like no, we need one thing, a hurricane. So days ago here in Washington D.C., I have a message. Okay, 9:30, we're gonna be hit by a hurricane. So trying to have a shelter and be careful. So okay, just 30 minutes. Okay, where are you going to go? So here in my house, I was affected by earthquake. I was in floating areas. I was in the, so when we are talking about refugee, we are talking about them. We are talking about
somebody we don't know, a world away, something that most of us have never experienced. But as you and I are talking, I think about my grandchildren because I have grandchildren. My kids are older now. I've never had to worry about that. I've never had to think about that. Never. I've never had to think about run for your life. And I've never had to think about forget this is our future. Forget all of that. Because in the moment that happens, what I want to be sure of are that my children, my grandchildren are safe and we get out of there. Okay, we get out of there and we get somewhere. We get somewhere. It's not home. I can't retreat into that place that's comfortable. I'm somewhere, but where am I? There, am I in a field? Is it going to rain on us? Do I have food for these kids? These kids are crying. They just want to go home. Like if we can just take a moment, I don't care what political affiliation you have, what nation you come from. We share a deep care and love for our children, if nothing else. And it's so easy to think about that problem for those people. Let's do something nice. But how in the world does that feel as a human being to get up and to run, to run, to run, to run, to run? Okay, now we're safe, but now what? Like you said, I've got no documentation. I've got no papers. I've got no home. I've got these people surrounding me are in the same position. Nobody is caring for me, for my children.
forget it.
That's my job, but I have nothing. I mean, the desperation. This is why I wanted to talk to you so much because, like I said, you came from a place in a position you didn't have to worry about that, Nico.
I didn't lose. I exchanged my things for experiences. It was an exchange.
But even at that, okay, you could have experiences by traveling and seeing beautiful sights all over the world. Those are experiences. But that's not what you did, Nico.
No, but you know what, Tris? The experience was when I was in the border with Colombia, Venezuela, and I saw the Venezuelans, walking from their, fleeing from their country. And I saw girls sleeping in a hole by the roads, and they were covering with leaves and stuff because they didn't want to be raped, and they were in the middle of the night in holes with no food, with their children, with their feet with blood. I saw girls, but they lost their baby because they had a baby walking. So, and I saw it, and I was with that people, and I was making tests for malnutrition. I was in Haiti. I was in many places, that is the way to realize how, lucky we are that we have everything. And we are always complaining about the small quantity of things that left. And But I will be happy when
Yes, I'll be happy
when I will become you are right now. You know, that is the crazy thing that I hear. That I have a lot of my family, my friend. This year, you're gonna reach that point. This year is your year. So the company will go into the moon. So I'm in the moon. I'm living that. I'm doing what I love. So do you think that will change when I will have billions of dollars in my bank account? I will have more possibility to make things, yes. But you know what? I'm trust in the way that I'm doing, in the journey that I'm doing, in the way that I'm preparing my life, because the balance between who you are and what do you have is very important. There are many people that I'm what I have. So I have this, I am this. So what happens if I take out everything that you have, who you are? And that is the gift, the bigger gift that I have. I am without things, without food, without house, without the thing that people think that they need, without friend, without family, without the language, without the possibility. I love to talk, as you see, you know, and you know, I don't have the capacity to express what I want, to express with words, with, it's not a technical language. It's the language from my bottom of my heart. I can express what I feel. Okay, learn. And I discovered the real world. I woke up to the next level in my life experience to see the thing as the thing are, just things, and to see the being as the being has to be. And this is something that I didn't read in a book, so I experienced it. It's hours and hours and hours of inner work, hours and hours of swimming on the lake, hours swimming in on the river, in the ocean, swimming. I love to swim. It's the place that I'm connecting with the nature. Is the closer thing that reborn, because you are in a womb, there swimming and talking with the animals that they are swimming by your side, everything. And I swim for, like an open sea, for after hours without any, problem to say, oh, I'm afraid of. No, at all. Unfortunately, because sometimes I'm a little bit dangerous. So I was crossing dolphins. I was doing many things and many experiences in that way as well. So when you start to see the life in that way, so you don't have to wait for the heaven. It's here. Heaven is here. Do you know that pray, our Father who art in heaven, thy will be? How do you know that?
I do.
How could you keep saying the
Our
rest of?
Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
That's it. Stop. On earth and it's in heaven. We are there. Welcome. Why we are waiting? The same. But we are asking the Father, please, Father, bring me to heaven. Heaven is within you.
You have so much joy as we're talking. I see that joy. Again, if you're only listening to this, you need to go and you need to watch it, because you've got to see Nico's joy. It is infectious. Yes, you are a little bit like the virus. You are infectious in a very good way.
Okay.
Who influenced you? Because like you said, you have been, and I've seen the pictures of you in some really tough places. I know your brother's death really impacted you, but it's more than that. Who has inspired you? Who has influenced you the most?
The love that I have within me. That is my inspiration. I'm love. I'm in love. I'm in love with life. I can tell you, when I go out of my house and I see rabbits in my yard, and I'm very respectful with them, and I have deers as well. So my yard is full of animals. And I was always thinking, because there are no fence here in this neighborhood, so which is animals are free. And it's like a natural reserve where I live, right? I'm surrounded by lakes. Here I'm living in front of the bay. So it's a beautiful place. But I'm thinking, why I'm seeing animals in my yard and not in the neighbor yard? They trust me. The first time, the rabbit was running away. And the second time, I was, with the window going to, hello, how are you? You're fine. I love you. Thank you for being here. Eat everything that you want. I will leave a little bit more, the grass, growing. Don't be worried. So I'm talking with them. And you said, but you are the crazy guy that you are building a company and you are going to be in an IPO in 2 years? Yes. What is the way to express your projections, your financial thinking and talking with rabbits, swimming on the lake? So how are you going to achieve that? I'm not running. I'm learning and experiencing this life. And that's it. And this is the way that I'm living. And I like it. And I want to expand it. And I want to expand everything that I feel to say, hey, there are a way to live in paradise. Even in the worst of the worst places. I was in paradise in Haiti. I was in paradise in Holland when I was close to the war. And I have friends, I'm still having friends all over the world, which is, where is paradise? It's a place, it's a way to see the life. Because could you describe how you think that the heaven is? Where is paradise? Could you describe it for me, please?
In my mind, I think heaven or paradise is a place that is peaceful and beautiful. So
What is beautiful for you? How you
for
imagine?
me, being out in nature. I grew up going to the mountains of North Carolina. And that's beautiful. It's expansive. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. It's comfortable. It's also filled with love. So for me, that's what heaven would be to be surrounded by that constantly.
When we are talking about heaven, we have in our mind waterfalls, flowers, fruits,
Nature.
rivers, nature, right? We are not talking about this is the highest and the tallest sky, building in the
Skyscrapers. Yeah. Yeah.
mountains, rivers. This is the heaven that we used to have in our mind, which is here. We have an incredible places in this world, which is heaven. Who is making hell? God? We are making hell. This beautiful paradise. And there are some things that is making and becoming this heaven in hell. Karma, ego, greed. I'm living this because my past life was, with all my respect for all the believers, if that helps you to live in a better way, great. But do you think that the past right now is changing your present just only without having a possibility to make something better, just only because you have a karma? Yes, karma is guilty of this. God, why you did this? Please, God, bring me peace. Please, God, bring me the girl that I love. Become that love that you want and you will have many of opportunities in this world.
If you could think about the times where you've had everything and the times you've had nothing, did you ever have happiness in the nothingness?
I was in a tribe in Peru, and they were living in a floating island that they made by their own, with grass and stuff. And they were living there in the Titicaca. It's one of the highest river in the world, in Peru. And they were living there, floating in a river, in the biggest lake, in the highest, lake in the world. So, and I was talking with them, and they have just the simple thing, just a shelter, kind of a bed, kind of, and that's it. No refrigerator, no walk-in closet, no a very small place to cook the fish that they were fishing, and that's it. They call it the Orus, their community, and I was asking them, so why you don't have I don't know, like a furniture or because if we have a lot of things, we are going to go down. So if you want to be in the flotation line, you have to be lightweight, which is when I was with less things, I was with abundance or not. I was abundance of Nico. I have more time to know what I want, to know what I really want to achieve or who I want to be. Doesn't matter what my mother wants for me, my community, my professional college, no. There are many things that you could choose, but there are one thing that you will never choose, which is that we are going to live this physical world. No way to choose if I want to go, if I don't want to. You will be there. So once that you have the final result of this game, is the World Cup soccer, and you know who will win. How are you going to see this match? Oh, yes, Argentina. No, you know who will win. Argentina will become the World Cup soccer. That's it. In your life, it's the same. You're going to pass away. You're going to lose everything that you have. How are you going to live it?
What you're saying is we already know the ending.
We know the end. So, okay, what is the way to see a movie that you know the end? Oh, it's boring. I want to see something different. But in our life, once that we have a little bit of uncertainty, I need uncertainty. I need certainty. I need it. I want to know what happened. But why in the movie you don't say what happened, in the final of the movie. I want to see it. But for your life, you want to know everything, No, the good thing is the uncertainty. You should live fine with that. That you should be fine.
And
with
enjoy the surprises along
exactly.
the way. Like meeting Nico. That's been a phenomenal
No, exactly. Because
joy.
Your mind is just only in a box thinking that this is certainty. And then the natural disasters strike your area and no more certainty. And boom, without your hands. And there are a biggest certainty in this life. You're gonna die. So how you gonna live? And this is your decision. How you gonna live? It's not the church. It's not the priest. Isn't the president. Isn't how you gonna live. It's my choice. I will own the way that I live.
What I see, you choose joy. And I'm sure things happen that you're not always feeling joyful, but I see that you choose joy in your personal life, but that doesn't stop there. You also, for whatever reason, are very much pulled to taking care of others, to making sure that what in the Christian faith, people say the least of his people, the people who don't have anything, maybe they had something at one time, the undesirables, the people we don't want to see. You are actively seeking those people and taking care of them.
I want to say what I was learning about me, about myself, about my journey. So we all in this life looks like we need some kind of validation. So we need to be someone for someone else. We need that love. We need that recognition. Unfortunately, which is fine, but probably sometimes it's tied to your childhood. Because in your childhood, you were abandoned by your father, by your mother, or you were, I don't know, with some hard thing. When you become an adult just only with the document, but not within you still the child there. We are all a child, just with different faces. So we need to heal that. And many times, that child that wasn't care with a lot of care or love or with a lot of recognition, one day they want to be recognized and they want to be, or we want to be. I'm there too. I was more there years ago. So when I was in Ukraine, that was the bigger hit that I have in the last time in my life, which is I was there and I was putting my life in risk, and always you should love the others as you love yourself, but always the other first, right? Looks like always the other is better, a better marketing strategy, because the ego to no first Nico, ego. Many people say that. But what happens if God is God, the universe, the, I don't know, the blessing, inspiration, or whatever you want to call it?
Whatever name you want to give it.
Exactly. Yes. It's living within you. It's this God. God, 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 I'm God. So I'm take care first of this. Because when I'm doing first the other, without taking care about my life, what a balance you are losing there. So what are you giving there? The best version of you, or something that you are not taking care, but you are taking care in the other, or the other? So this is why the equation changed in my life. No, but someone called me in Ukraine and said, hey, Nico, you should come to Moldova and we are going to drive school buses to pick, people out of Ukraine, and we are saving lives, so we need more drivers. So I never drive a bus, but my father was a bus driver. I'll do it. So, okay, where? In Moldova. Okay. I was putting I rented a car and I put in the, in the Google Maps. Okay, boom. Hungary, Slovakia, okay, 6, 7 countries. I'll go in there. So when? In 2 days, 5 a.m., boom, driving hours, crossing borders through Ukraine, I can tell you that movie that I have in my mind, sleeping in the middle of the road because there were trucks everywhere. So it was a mess traveling in a war zone. Okay. When I arrived to Moldova, I said, okay, I will. He called me and said, Nico, don't forget to bring
bulletproof vest.
Exactly. Thank you. That thing. You should wear that because the Russian, they are, shooting the school buses. So you should wear that. Even if you say, Nico, go right now in the US and buy something like that. Okay, I don't know where. In Amazon, where? I was in Moldova, so they don't speak English. So what is the way to bring or to buy also?
How do you find a bulletproof vest?
Exactly. And much more in a war zone. Many people want to have that. Okay, I will go without that. So, and that's it. And I will save life. And there was a moment, and I said, my mom, she lost one, son. And right now she's gonna lose another one. Why? And I was talking in the mirror, right? Why, Nico? Why you are doing this? You want to have, I don't know, the Nobel Prize? You need more recognition? You need the title in the newspaper, Nico Garcia Mayor saved hundreds of people in Ukraine. I said, what do you want, Nico? Tell me the truth. I'm within you. So say the truth. What do you want? Do you want recognition? Do you think that you are a superhero? What do you think? So what happened? Not only if you die, right? Because it's fine. Before to go to Ukraine, I leave all my information to my friend, my bank accounts and everything. This is my crypto investment. So I was prepared to die. And I was there and said, I did it. I brought units from Peru traveling by aircraft, trucks from Holland, from Amsterdam. So I did everything. I'm not going to drive that school bus. First, Nico, first, because it's the way to love the God that is within me. And this opportunity to be alive is the most important thing that I had to take care of. My own life. No more superheroes. No more recognition. No more award. Nico, it's your life. Okay, this is the truth. In the end, I was looking for recognition. In the end, I was looking for more love, for the love that I didn't have when I was a child, for the love that I don't have right now because I'm alone, okay, this is true. What else? Okay. And I was scrolling in Facebook page and I hear a song that they were singing, we are an instant, just a short period of time. It's a parenthesis in this infinite. Yes, we are an instant. And in the same song said, if I feel with a lot of stress, I will go to a beautiful beach. Okay, what is the closer beach that I have here? Croatia. Croatia.
You went to Croatia?
I was driving 12 hours to Croatia. And I went to Croatia. And my phone turned off. Okay. And I bought the scuba diving, the snorkel and stuff. Boom, to the water. I was 2 weeks swimming, talking with the bees, with the insect, with
the dolphins. And
forget it. Again. So it was a way because it was so hard. I was in the middle of the war, and people say, "Hey, Nico, if you want to sell CMAX, you should go and talk with that person, and and you have to pay them because then there are corruption here. This is the only way to move this thing,
bribery and right."
And I say, what I did, I left everything. I sold my whole stuff. I raised funds from friends and everything, thinking that I'm going to change this. And this is corruption. This is the worst of the worst. Okay, this is why I wanna drive. I wanna help just only driving that school bus. And I was there in Croatia and I said, okay, how are we going to change this? With love, with time, we are going to start to sell to another market for the mining sector, for the industry, for the glamping. And then we are going to keep moving.
By selling to the glamping industry, you are more profitable. You're making money so that you can donate, so that you can provide for the refugees, for the people victims of natural disasters, for the people who can't buy it themselves.
Exactly. This is why when we say, no, money is I don't like money. Yes, I like all the whole money of the world, because I have a lot of things to do. This is why I'm going to go to the IPO. I want to make CMAX as bigger as I can, even if I had to, spend my whole life I will do it. So I have friends that say, Nico, you had to try 1 year more. If CMAX, is not going, well, okay, next company. No, just Nico came to do this. CMAX. This is my life. If one day one person will say, who was Nico Garcia Mayor? Just was a guy that was trying to make something better. Or was a guy that made something better in one city, in one country, in two states. I don't know. But this is what I'm going to do.
You are having a global impact.
I want more, bigger impact that I have in mind. That is just only at the beginning.
You have sat in front of the UN and talked at the UN.
Yeah, I'm going in 2 days to talk in front of the UN again, and I'm part of, yes, which is fine. But you know what? I'm talking in front of investors many times, and they want to see projection. So we are going to have next week, next month, okay. So no, it's not profitable, no problem. If you don't see it, no problem. I'm still working on it. And so many people that say, I want to buy CMAX, 50% of your company. Okay, how much you want? No, I will go, and put some money, but again, 50%, but I will give, okay, how much money? Because I put everything here, houses and money, and then everything that I have is here. So if you want to 50%, you have to put this amount of money, right? It's math. So, no, but your company, it's nothing. There, as many people say, that it's just an idea. Okay. In that time, I was driving Uber. I was needing money like no one in this life. And I said, no, I will do it. And I did it. And we are right now in 12 countries. And we are going to be in 50 countries, in 100 countries, in 200 countries. And doesn't matter if someone want to see outside or inside. I will try. And I was still doing that because it's not, many people said, it's not the destination, it's the journey, right?
Right.
The thing is, many people are in the roundabout. Run in the roundabout, in the same place.
That's a
no, it's a journey.
Think about it. Yeah.
Hundreds of miles in the roundabout.
In the same place.
That isn't a journey. You're wasting your life. Go. Journey. You want to have sand. You want to have wind. You want to have water. This is journey.
I love this conversation. I think what we're learning about you is you're very smart. You're very talented. You're complex. You're deep. You're caring. And those are probably all the things that we need in somebody who's going to change the world. So
no, I'm not going to change. I'm changing my own world.
Would that be your message, do you think, to people? Is if you want to make a difference, then you need to start with you?
Yeah. Like the son of Michael Jackson.
If you want to make a change, yeah, you got to look at yourself and make that change.
Michael Jackson's son. And the next Bible, the next, Constitution, the song Imagine, John Lennon. Live without borders, without flags, without religion. Live. Our religion is love. Our country is Mother Earth. That's it. I'm going to defend this country. I'm going to defend this flag. And I'm going to, no more breath, no more power. How are you going to defend? It's the most powerful that we have. Breath, no flag, no, what? Breath. Come on. Seriously. It looks incredible that I had to go and on and on and on in the simple thing. In that simple thing. This is my flag. This is my language. This is my religion. We have more than 6 billion people with religion, 2.7 billion of Catholic people, 1.8 Islam, 1.2. So everyone has a religion and we are fighting. We are in war. What happened here?
The tenets of those religions are all the same.
And I was there, so I'm not talking from outside. I was, praying like 4 Holy Rosary. I have this. So I was there. I was hanging with the Pope Francis. I am very respectful for all the prayers, all the religion, but what is the mission of that religion if we are living right now in this kind of situation? Religion is to bring love to the other, to bring, happiness, joy.
What's next for you?
Next is, we're going to be next week in Iceland, Ireland, China, Japan. I will travel all over the world. Next, my lunch.
Nico, you have just made my day. I mean, you have brought me so much joy. I think we've cried in this conversation. We have laughed in this conversation. We've been very serious. And I don't know if we solved the world's problems, but I think we're close.
Don't forget the ultimate success, the blessing that was given and the blessing that are taken. The blessing of this bread that was given, we are taking that blessing and we are flourishing. Thank you.
Thank you. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.